Welcome to the Live Squawk podcast, where professional traders, investors, and market insiders get the unfiltered insights that matter most. Stay ahead of the curve with expert interviews and exclusive market commentary. Hello, and welcome to Live Squawk's Commodity Corner, the weekly newsletter that brings you actionable analysis on equities, energies, ags, metals, and other critical assets. I'm joined today by Chris Stadele, author of the weekly newsletter that's released every Friday, and this edition was written for the 21st of February 2025. Chris will take us through this week's newsletter, and in this issue he'll cover topics such as the trade war, imports, exports, and tariffs, about metals, precious metals, also some energy related topics alongside the tariffs, a little bit of Doge and the USDA, and some softs as well, orange juice and aluminium on the metal side as well. Chris, good afternoon. How are you?
I'm doing great, thanks.
Brilliant. Could you want to talk us through what to expect in this week's issue of Live Squawk's Commodity Corner?
Sure. This is Chris Stadele, and I'm the author of the weekly Commodities Corner newsletter for Live Squawk. We just launched this newsletter a few weeks ago, and we just wanted to quickly do a video to show you guys what it looks like. This newsletter and all of my commodities-related write-ups are going to be housed on our brand new Substack page. So I'll share that subscription info with you guys after I've discussed what we're going to cover in this issue. And as you'll see, we're going to cover between 4 to 6 different commodities in each issue, just to keep it fresh and relevant for everybody. And by the way, most of what I share on social media is going to be free, but this newsletter will be behind a paywall. But since this is the first video, I'm willing to show you guys, completely what the entire thing looks like. So, moving on to the nitty gritty, like Harry said, we're going to cover imports and exports in the trade deficit. Our discussion on that might be slightly different than what you've seen in traditional media. In a nutshell, I think that all of these tariffs and reciprocal tariffs could actually hurt U.S. exports more than imports, to the point where the net trade deficit could actually get worse. And this can and will affect every commodity that you can possibly think of, both in a bearish fashion and a bullish way as well. But again, I'll let you read through those details at your leisure. For silver, that's been a pretty volatile market so far this year, and I think the volatility is going to continue for quite a while. Obviously, that's a highly speculative market, so volatility is kind of built into that market. But now there's some weird things going on in the physical side that are adding to the volatility. As for price action, I think there is some room to the upside, but I'm not wildly bullish by any means. Like Harry said about Doge, that's definitely an interesting one to watch. And as you might have heard, they're really looking into the USDA and are trying to figure out where to cut the budget. Nobody knows exactly what the fallout is going to be, but it's definitely something we need to keep an eye on. And just so everybody knows, the USDA puts out a lot of reports that can have serious market implications. So Doge's findings and budget cuts are no small matter by any means. And for orange juice, just kind of one clarification here. About a month or so ago, I had dinner with some traders that really follow Live Squawk, and those guys told me that they trade in the soft markets. So any coverage that I can do in those markets is greatly appreciated. So in recent weeks, I've done pieces on both coffee and cocoa, and then this is the first one on orange juice. That market was a high flyer last year, but it seems like the air has come out of that market just because of long liquidation and also improving weather forecast and production forecast out of South America. And finally, just a brief word on aluminum. And just to let you guys know, I'm probably going to talk about aluminum frequently in this newsletter, just because in a prior position, I had to quickly become an expert in that market. But anyways, I'm pretty surprised that We're finally starting to break out of this sideways trend. It was trending sideways for a long time, and just in the last day or two, we finally broke out of that. So I think there is some room to the upside, but I'm not wildly bullish just because I think the Chinese could start ramping up exports relatively soon if prices get high enough. So if you want to subscribe to this newsletter, it's very easy to do. You just go to substack.com and type in Live Squawk Commodity Corner, and it will pop right up. And before we go, I'll give you just a brief heads up on what I'm going to cover next week. I'm definitely going to talk about crude oil. I'm going to talk platinum and palladium, lithium, and probably corn as well. So I hope that's a good brief introduction for everybody.
Chris, thank you very much for that. Just a reminder then, this is Live Squawk Commodity Corner, actionable analysis on equities, energies, ags, metals, and other critical assets. You were just listening to Chris Stadele. Again, access this on Substack. For Live Squawk customers, they can view this on the Live Squawk platform, and keep an eye out across social media platforms for links to access the report every week. This is produced every Friday, and you've listened to the latest report published on the 21st. Thanks for tuning into the Live Squawk podcast. Your edge in the market starts here. Subscribe now.